All right, and we're live. So in this video, I am talking tattoos. This is an interesting one because I get a lot of questions regarding my tattoos. Like, what do they mean? And I get them a lot from students, and I always tell them, I'm not telling you until you get your black belt. But I will tell you the principle about why I get tattoos. I'm not going to go into detail about every single tattoo right now, but I will go into the main reasons why. I think a lot of people could relate to this. This one right here, this half sleeve, was when I was going with I was going through a breakup in my past relationship, my previous relationship. And I think this is common across the board. Like when people like go their separate ways, they feel like they need to do something big. It's a transformation that's happening. It's like a pain process, a pain body that they're going through. And it was no different for me. Like after my ex-girlfriend and I broke up, it was like really brutal because I associated my world like with her. You know, like without her, it just seemed like broken and scattered and fucked up in a lot of ways. So broke up, and I guess I wanted something to like fill that a little bit, you know, in a crazy way. But also like I was battling with depression for a really long time. And what I realized when we broke up, because at one point I'm like, yo, I'm depressed because this girl is making me depressed. I remember I was super jealous, very obsessive, very just like a beta bitch, just super reactive all the time. And I thought she was causing it. And I realized once we broke up and like a few months down the line when I was single, I was like, shit, like I still feel this hollowness within me. You know what I mean? So I knew that I had to rediscover myself in a lot of ways. And I say rediscover because I'll show you the full thing. So I got this in Grass Valley. So my tattoo artist actually started in here with this one, and it hurt like a bitch. And then shoulder tat, tricep tat, and it just wraps around here. So it flows into the lion, bang, to the inside. Now, again, I got that one really because I was going through a lot of shit. It was really at the time where I was breaking through my depression. That's really what I felt like. And it was a rite of passage for me in a lot of ways. I felt like, you know, we broke up. I'm going through a lot of shit. Well, I'm going to get tatted now. So I went through with it, but I didn't realize how painful it was going to be. And it's funny because like it's very much like a meditative process now for me. Like when I get tattooed, it's like a way of tapping back into your body in a really forceful, painful type of way. And I have really low pain tolerance. I'm really like shaky when it comes to that, you know. But it's funny because I get them in the most painful places possible. So yeah, my first tattoo, I was pushing through depression. I just got out of a 3-year relationship, and that was the reason for that one. So this one on my trap, this one I got in Thailand. I actually got it touched up the other day because it just looked like little fucking sticks in there, just like hanging on each other. And the dude in Thailand should have used a tattoo gun, but he used like a bamboo stick instead. And I'm like, dude, why are you using a bamboo stick? I mean, I didn't really say this to him, like, oh, he's a tattoo artist, he knows what he's doing. But the bamboo tattoos that you get in Thailand there's like 6 little needles in there that they fucking poke you with a bunch of times, and it's different from a gun. It hurts way more versus like a typical tattoo gun. And then I had him do this top piece for me. If you could see that. Hey. So he did the top piece when I was in Thailand, and I was really happy with the top piece. I didn't like this one, so I got this one touched up the other day when I got my Achilles tattoo, and I'll show you that one in a minute. And then when I was in Thailand, I also got this one. So I went to an actual, I think it's called Arjan. I went to an Arjan who blesses tattoos, and he studied under a guru. I don't know if that's what you call them, but he studied under somebody who showed him how to write out tattoos and bless them and all of that. So this is the one that the Arjan did. It goes all the way down to my spine and wraps up to my back. And I'm like, yeah, dude, draw me something. And he's like, here you go. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking sick. What does it mean? He's like, oh, Buddha's heart. It means Buddha's heart. It is for good luck, very, very strong. A lot of fighters wear this. They have this. Not specifically with my tattoo, but like the different symbols in it. A lot of Thai boxers will have this type of Thai tattoo on their back, on their body. With the back tattoo, why did I get that one? So the story behind that is, it was really the first time I left the country, and I was scared shitless. And for me, like, to rewind a little bit, I talk about this a little bit in previous videos, but I made a GoFundMe account. And in this GoFundMe account, I revealed kind of my personal story, you know what I mean? Like battling manic depression, and what that has been like over the past couple years, getting on medication. So being diagnosed, getting on medication, getting off medication, and then doing this more holistic approach where I'm trying to figure out shit on my own rather than have a pharmaceutical company stuff pills down my throat. And not saying that that's bad, but saying that it was my time to get off. I took that journey with the medication. It was my time to get off. So I opened myself up. I opened my heart in a lot of ways. And I guess like, I wrote that in my room where it was like very personal and private. And I felt myself like feel vulnerable after I wrote that, like out into the world to see, pretty much. Because this GoFundMe writing that I wrote got like 60 something shares. So you can imagine how many people read that through like family members, friends on Facebook, whatever. And overall, I raised like $1,500, so I got people like on board with what I was saying and to like experience my story a little bit. And really, I went there to go study Muay Thai, so that was the whole premise behind that. With the back tattoo, it was really about me stepping into my manhood and living with an open heart, even though it hurts sometimes. David Data said, "Live with an open heart, even if it hurts." And he has a book called The Way of the Superior Man, and I resonate with that a lot, because I think as you become more successful throughout life, you have to trust more. And in order for you to trust, you need to tap into your body, and your body is very much, it's associated with your heart. Your heart pumps blood through your body and all of that, and it was really a journey from my mind to my heart when I took that leap of faith to put the GoFundMe out there and reveal a huge part of myself, to go to Thailand, to go train, to go travel, and to do it with this woman that I was falling in love with only after 3 months of meeting her, 2 months of meeting her. We went and did this trip together. She was actually the one who got me into it. who convinced me to go, who convinced me to pull the trigger a little bit. I'm listening to some Jay Dilla beats right now. I don't know if you could hear it. They're pretty dope. Next one. So I got this one 2 days ago, and it's an Achilles tattoo. Achilles. I'm thinking of the guy from Troy, if you've ever watched that movie. So this is it right here. I don't know if you can see that. So it's all in Greek letters there. And I can tell you that this part on my heel, it hurts so bad. I mean, like, he started out with the heel, and it hurts so fucking bad. And my first tattoo, the reason why I got this is because I'm growing into my style as a producer, as someone who's putting content out into the world. I got this because I wanted it to represent what I'm about. And again, I'm going to go more deeper into tattoos and the meanings and all of that. But right now, I'm just giving you the principles of why I get them in the first place. And this tattoo is really just symbolic of me moving through my journey and being real through the process. And I say that because throughout this last year, I feel like I've been growing into myself more than ever. And I feel like I'm more connected to myself than ever. But at the same time, I feel like I'm pulling away from the world more than ever. And what do I mean by that? I mean that, like, I think our masses, if you looked at, like, our society in the Illuminati triangle, like, our masses that are down at the bottom are into shit like McDonald's and Taco Bell, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, it's superficial. It's all in the superficial realm. And then as you build up and get higher and higher, there's just different mental paradigms, mental shifts, mental frequencies. And I feel like I'm starting to really find my mental frequency as a person, and tapping into my own body. And in the process of doing that, it's been very painful. You know, I think, like, when you're on your journey in your set path, when you're expressing yourself, however your energy is coming up through you, a lot of people will shy away from that a little bit. But in the same context, I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards that, you know, depending on where they're at in their life and if they match you or not. So with this Achilles tattoo, it was basically a big fuck you to the world. If I'm just going to be honest, like, I feel like a lot of my childhood, my teenage years was like biting my tongue, like holding everything in, holding my thoughts back, holding my words back, holding like my pure expression back, because I was taught to shell up as a kid, as a teenager. I was taught, like, we're taught in schools to close our mouths for 8 fucking hours every day for weeks and weeks and months and years. And if we need to use the restroom, we need to raise our hand and all of that. So this last tattoo that I just got is basically an expression of me, a symbol of me being like, yo, I'm here, like, and I'm going to be real as I fucking can, and say whatever I'm going to say whatever is on my mind, do whatever I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Regardless of people's perception of it. And I think that's the biggest thing, man, is like, I feel like when we want to do something, the biggest thing that holds us back are the negative perceptions that we think are going to come our way, whether it be from friends, family, co-workers, a big one. Like, but the biggest thing in terms of building your character is pushing through that and trying to get to the other side. Because through the beginning of the journey, it's very rocky. A lot of people shake you and test you and fuck with you in so many ways. And then when you start to get your grounding and you start to get your vision and you see through that superficial bullshit and you're just real to the depths of you. And that's what I'm working on right now in my brand. It's just being real. Like, despite all the bullshit that I see in the world, like piercing through that, and at the end of the day, I think that's all we can do. You know what I mean? And I'm in the world of being real. Like, I've always followed Tupac and Lauryn Hill. I always loved their music. I've always loved their work because they've channeled their heart. They channeled their consciousness from their heart, the deepest part of it, and expressed that to the world. That's why I get tattoos. Done. Thanks for watching, guys.